in my observation about how you're going to go boating, and then they apply that into how they design these things. Spacious yet compact vessel, which could just take you anywhere. If you're looking for a fast trawler that's going to sleep 6 people very comfortably with 2 toilets and 2 separate showers and so many clever innovations, I'm going to try and get this done in under half an hour and built by a super high quality manufacturer, then I think this Nimbus 495 could be of interest to you guys. So this is a bit of a step up for Nimbus. You've probably seen quite a few of their boats on my channel, generally at or under 40 feet. This is a big boat for them, but it's big on quality and there's so many features. I think if you are someone perhaps stepping down from a big boat, stepping across from a sailing boat, or if you've had a luxury day boat and you want to step up and accommodate your family for full-on holidays or really, really comfortable weekends, then keep watching because this will be interesting. Dan Jones is my name. Welcome to Paradise. We're back in Mallorca. I love this place. And if you are a buyer and you want to understand how this boat performs, how she parks, and how you can park her by yourself, even if you come from a sailing yacht, because that technology now does exist, that's going to be the next video for you. And if you are about to press the button on a purchase and you want some behind the scenes information, because I have I'm now 3 days on board this vessel because we drove it here from Italy. Well, Nicholas drove it from Italy. He picked me up in Menton in France and we cruised past Monaco and all the way across the coast from Spain, the mainland part of Spain, down here to Mallorca. So had a bit of time on the boat. We'll share what we have learnt with you, and that's going to be over on the Patreon channel for those of you who aren't aware. So starting out the back of the boat here, we have this beautiful big swim platform. This is a hydraulic high-low one, and we have the deployable stairs when she's in the water. Now, Nimbus, and I would agree, recommend putting a tender that fits of length up to about here, because then that still gives you access to board the boat from the transom. So depending on where you are, in what part of the world, because I know some of the Aussies and Americans, we might board from the side here or there, and we do have another boarding option, starboard side midships, which we will get to. So just factor that in. Lots of social, cool stuff going on out the back here. So come and have a look. Cleats here, this is useful for med mooring. You'll send your line out and then you'll actually send it back up here. And then you've got electric winch just here, and same again on the other side. You can control that with the buttons here and secure it to the cleat. Beautiful fair lead there. The stainless on all the Nimbuses is wonderful. It is an offset cabin, so we've got walk around on both sides, but we have more space on the starboard side, which we'll see in just a second. And these little stainless steel circular thingamajiggies are courtesy lights. Looks really, really smart of an evening. First things first, if you open up this step here, that's actually access into the engine room. You can hear the genset running right now, but they've got this nice bag which will fit, obviously, as you can see, lines and fenders. We've got the hooks just here for your fenders, for your lines, I should say, and then you can put a couple of big fenders in there. However, you've got space for plenty more in here. So this hatch just here can be replicated on the starboard side, but we also have an optional prep space just here because that's drained. Just have a look at that. But then there's a surprise. There's so many surprises on this boat. We've also got a beautiful little Barbie just there. So you've got a Barbie with a hot and cold sink out here on the back of the boat, proper heat plate just in there, and that, you see that drain just goes straight into the sink. So that's cool for those of you who want to do maybe a spot of fishing and obviously a spot of entertaining. That's ideal. And this is super deep for all your bits and pieces, and all your boat stuff and all your boat toys would fit in here as well, because it's full beam. It goes all the way behind this Barbie to over here. It's not full beam, but you get the idea. Now, shore power connects in here. There is an option to also run that shore power up in the bow for those of you doing bow 2 in the med. And we actually have a hot and cold pull-out swim shower just in here. I've used that actually as my primary shower over the last couple of days. Very useful. Jumping in the ocean and then just rinsing off with that. It is very pleasant. Is it October yet? It is October. Is this the first day of October? It's October. So this is actually now, yeah, autumn in Europe, I guess. It's just lovely. It's just lovely. So, kitten doggy door here. We've got the toughened glass with the Nimbus logo. We've got our platform operation just here. But before you come in, just stay there and have a look at this glass. So, see this? See that? And all of this cockpit area can be enclosed with curtains. So we have clears on the side and they just pull across. So I've been doing this for the last couple of days, and we've got beautiful glass at the back. But if I just find the right button over here on the screen, aft deck window, I think it's that one. Woohoo! Got it right. So, how good is this? You just transform this whole space, and I think obviously for those users in Sweden and colder countries, New Zealand, Northeast USA, you can utilize this space on the colder days, but it can also be utilized in the hotter places too, because this is all air conditioned as well, so you can really control your environment. Come in and have a look. Even the upholstery and the cushions have been done very smartly. So nice thick cushions, great backrest. You can seat the whole family around this. Actually, it's a high-low table, so this table will actually double in size. I want you to ignore the center storage, because that's not going to be there in future models, but it will also electrically lower, and then there are these supports that pull out from underneath, which actually support the table when they're open, but then they can also flip down and give you support to utilize it in sun lounge mode. So that's pretty cool. So that's a manual bilge pump just there. We have draining cockpit, so these will actually just drain straight overboard, and this is frontal access into that storage area back aft that what we just had a look at. And just have a look in the middle, we'll see this dotted around the boat. Phone charging, kids, don't worry, so they got you sorted. So that's all pretty cool. We have 2 tanks on this boat, and they are accessible on both port and starboard. So that's the diesel in, and this is wastewater out. We have a black water and a grey water tank. So I know you don't need grey water tanks in every country, but they are providing that now because that's the future direction we're going in. So this is starboard tank, and this is waste out just here. And the water in is in a completely different location, so you don't make a little whoopsie and put water in the diesel, which does sometimes happen. Just pay attention. See these little fittings here? They've just got this simple, oh, just here, I'll show you. So this just matches with that and slides in there. It's really easy to operate, and because this is just a simple curtain, you can do it in 15 seconds. You just slide it across and just go clip, clip. No mucking around with stupid press studs when a rain shower is about to come and ruin your day. So we have engine access, easy access through this hatch here, but then this whole floor all the way out to here will actually lift up electrically. There's some buttons with a locking mechanism to operate it just up there on the roof. You just need to remove these stairs, because that's the sort of thing only a mechanic is going to be doing, because your typical access is going to be through this hatch here. We're going to go in there, but we'll do that at the end of the video, because I think, girls, you probably need to see in here, and you two boys, because it's pretty cool. We have easy shallow access for some safety items, which can be readily accessed from there, and you could probably store a life raft back aft, I would say. And then the up-down button for the table is just at my finger here, if you're wondering where that was. And we have beautiful strip lighting above with leather and some down lights. The mood it creates of an evening is really, really lovely. Also with the blue underwater lights at the dock, having seen that a few times myself, it's very cool. Next surprise. I'm going to find the right button. Aft door window. This is pretty cool. So Obviously electrically lowers, you can just see it in the tracks just here, and we're just opening up the space once again. This door is concertina just here, and it's also pretty strong. So you could leave it open when you're going fast. This boat will do a top speed of 29 knots. You'll do a fast cruise of 25 and probably a comfortable cruise in the teens. I would say a lot of you guys would be doing an efficient cruise somewhere in that 15 to 16 knots, because if I think you are who I believe you are, that's probably where you see yourself. So that just gives you the ability to transit to all the nice places, stick on the genset, run the quick gyro, which we have on right now, and you've got your home away from home. So we're going to cover this area here. We'll have a look at the technical space in a second, and then not in a second, we'll do that at the end, and then we're going to go to the bow and then up to the flybridge, because there's so much to see. So they really have packed in all the features, and also in what is not a huge boat in terms of volume. They've designed it in such a way that if you're a tall guy or girl, you're still, as you step up through the boat, you're generally not going to hit your head. How tall are you, Nick?
195.
195 meters. So you're getting around all right on this boat. I've watched you the last couple of days. So let's focus on this part of the galley first. We've got a dishwasher. It's a drawer one, Fisher & Paykel. That can also be optioned as a fridge. We've got an isotherm fridge just in here with a little freezer drawer. We've got Corian benchtop just here. We've got nicely finished glass storage up here. We have a little cuddy hole for like coffee and that sort of stuff for tall people up there. We have the quick operation. This is our Volvo Penta, but it's kind of like a C-Zone, but it's their own version, and it's very, very detailed. We'll talk about that in the Patreon video. Obviously, you've got plugs to do your coffee, a little bit of work and prep space here, drawer, and deeper drawers just here. The other thing you'll note as we make our way around the boat, there's lots of hooks. Little thing, but super handy when you're staying on a boat and you've got beach towels and you've got things happening and you just got to hang stuff. Twin sinks, stainless steel, got the big one and the little one, hot and cold water obviously. I like having the little serving bar just here when the window's down, and we've got curtains everywhere for privacy for those of you who are backing up to the marina and you desire it. We have a top loading freezer. That's not a fridge. Look at the insulation just there. And this is all nice Corian. We've got a twin Kenyan electric cooker, so we'll run that off the Jenny. And then we've got a Smeg little oven there, but don't cook anything with the plastic. That won't work. You'll need to make sure you take that out first. And another little storage area for your coffees that I can just reach if I'm lucky. Look at the curved glass in the corners. It's handy for your visibility, but it's also very pleasant when you're hanging about on anchor, as we are right now, because it's quite a nice place to be. Bit of storage behind here, extractor fan just there when you're cooking. Great airflow through the boat as well, because we've got the side opening door, which we'll check out in a second. But I love this. That's these little Nimbus details that you see on all their boats, to be fair. They stick their logo on it. You get all this stuff with the boats. It's just nice. I like it when you see a manufacturer going into those little details, small touches. We've got the 240 or 110, depending on what part of the world you're in. These are light switches, and up and down, they'll actually do different lights. So the one switch will operate two different lights. And then you come up these two stairs. We've got these leather finished sort of soft roof here, down lights, mood lights, speakers flush into the roof, and then you're into the living space here. And here is where they've actually been a bit clever with the space utilization. They've been clever everywhere because it's a very handsome boat. It carries its lines very nicely. But when you stick it up next to, say, some other brands of similar length, they look like apartment blocks compared to this. This is a very handsome trawler style boat, but it does have lower or less volume. So you need to be clever with your space utilization for people to move around the boat. And so in this area where we're going to be seated, the roof line pops down, and this is actually the floor for the flybridge driving station. Whereas the lower helm, we have more headroom, and the passageway where people are walking, same again. So it's just little clever touches, but there is more. We've got this cute little spot. This was great underway on the way here from Spain. A few of us just relaxed here and looking out the window and enjoy the ride because it's a nice central part of the boat if you're bouncing around. But we have another fridge here. This one's optional. Yeah, this one's optional, that's right. But there's a bit going on here. So you've got this area here for everyone to have a seat, have some dinner. But if you invite some mates over for dinner, you can do this. There's a little latch underneath that you undo, but I did it before the video just to make things quicker, and obviously it locks into place. And then that doubles in size. And then someone can sit here. This just slides out. How good's that? So even me with my short legs, see how you got the little ledge there? That's comfortable. I'd be fine here. I'd be happy to eat a meal and hang out with my mates. And underneath, just come in and have a look at this. So it's on a carpet slider, so I won't wreck the floor. Subwoofer, and then this box, obviously it's a box for the subwoofer, but it perfectly aligns, and that slides in there. It doesn't go anywhere when you're in a Seaway. Good thinking. I like that. So that's all very cool. And then we've got drop-down blinds over here, but another one that I didn't point out, operated on the screen, is the drop-down window here. So we have external window, internal galley window, sliding helm door, and this drop-down window here. So we can have the AC or we can have the airflow going through, because we also have an electrically opening skylight. You really do have a nice, pleasant atmosphere on anchor on this boat with all of these options. So don't forget the, Nicholas is just pointing to remind me that you have a pop-up TV here. For those of you who like to watch the cricket or the football or whatever you're watching, there is a pop-up TV. So a couple of downlights here. This is a fixed glass, but then this piece is the opening one just there, and that's operated from the helm, which we'll have a quick touch on in a second. But I want to just focus on this area first. This design's cool. This is really lovely because I'm now I can have a sleep, I can have a read, but if you're doing 20 knots on passage to your next destination, I can also directly communicate with whoever is at the helm. It's just a really nice place to be. All of these little funky lights here, they have USB-C, so I've got charging for my phone or devices. I have reading light, so if it's nighttime and the skipper needs to retain his or her night vision, I could just have a little bit of light and read a book just here, and then I can also turn around here and watch the ride, and it's quite a comfortable place to be. I've got air conditioning to keep my legs or my, you know what, warm or cool, I should say, on the comfortable or uncomfortable days. I've got storage under there. This is a whole boat control panel. You can do all sorts of things from here. We've got the compass forward there. We've got demisters internally for the windows. We've got air conditioning here. Same again on the other side, down aft, and also at the dash. And we even have phone charging behind the saloon seats as well, so you can be sitting anywhere, kind of connected and comfortable. So now let's just get a look at this area, because look how much space I've got. I'm walking around the helm. This goes forward and back, but isn't that lovely? So I can be operating the boat and I can make my way out to the side decks. If I'm berthing the boat and I need to get off, this is the perfect location, but other people can still move around whenever someone is at the helm operating the vessel. So it's just a good, sensible layout. I'll quickly touch on this, and we obviously have the test drive video coming up next, which goes into more detail, but it's got the Volvo assisted docking, wonderful technology. So you have the standard joystick control, but you can also do Volvo assisted docking, which will hold station and combine the bow and stern thrusters, and it is super accurate. So you can just hold station and then move the boat forward like half a meter or 1 meter at a time. It's really, really great for short-handed parking. VHF, traditional throttles, storage and phone charging, or phone charging is here and here actually. Drink holders. It does actually need a few more drink holders around the boat. That's one thing you might need to think about if you're buying this. Windscreen wiper operation here and here. We've got controls for other important bits and pieces, which keeps your hands free to drive the boat. And we've got a beautiful all-round essentially overhead camera system. We've got this on the anchor because we're dropping the anchor before, but we can do an overhead view, which is super useful. You can basically do anything, and I would say you're almost going to need to dedicate a little bit of time with your dealer to educate yourself on this technology now, because there is so much, but once you understand it, it's going to help your day. I think we should stay on deck before we go downstairs. Let's put my sunnies back on because this beautiful Mediterranean sun's getting in my eyes. So see how this door is recessed? So we've got one line coming down here. We actually have a freshwater wash just down there, which is going to be handy at times for cleaning the decks. And you've got a grab handle up here. That's super high. I can only just reach that. But if you see the height just here, I'm really not going to be at risk of falling out. So I would be holding onto that one. If you're a big bloke and your center of gravity is a bit higher, you might be onto that one. But then if you just pay attention to this door, see how it has been recessed? So it's not taking away too much room. Some of these doors, when I open them, I can't actually move forward. So you go like this, you lift it, and then that closes, and then you lock it just here. So that's the design. I like it. And then if we look underneath this stainless grate here, that's the fresh water. So you're unlikely to bugger that one up and put diesel in there, because it's not next to the diesel fill up. You know what happens when you take a phone call and you just lose concentration. I've seen people do it at the dock and in the rod holders as well. That'd be super embarrassing. Midships cleat here. Could do with some rope protection. That can't be difficult to install. Just some stainless steel rope protection would be handy there, but that's not a biggie. This is some sort of eco teak. I was saying to Nicholas, I'm not so bothered about the forests. I just want the less maintenance. But if you're bothered about the forests, that's okay. Good luck to you. But this is it's a mixture of teak dust, I believe, to create this decking, but it's just low on the maintenance, looks great and comfortable underfoot. So that's what it does for you. This looks like real teak just here, and you may want to varnish this in some parts of the world depending on where you're going to operate the boat. So heaps going on up here. So I think I'll start at the bow and then I will work my way back, because there's plenty happening. And this is a whole nother zone. So for those of you who are coming up through the boat world and thinking about real estate for you and your kids, this is worth paying attention to, and then up on the flybridge as well. So 4 little drink holders here, beautiful, neat little table that actually stows in its own little storage space underneath here, and the leg will just store in there. We have another one, same again, on this side, and this stainless steel thingamy here, same again on the other side, is actually a little mood light for an evening, just to get the vibe going. So the design here with the step down is great, because we can all sit around here for an evening cocktail, but we also have a window through here. We've got courtesy lights, which allows a good amount of ventilation into the cabin below, but there's more options for venting that, which I'll point out in a second. Now, quite a bit going on here as well. A lot of people board from the bow in Europe. So if you're looking at me from Australia or America, I'm going to touch on that now, because that is why you would have this opening gate here, and these fittings here and here are for a bow ladder. So it's not for putting this boat on the beach. I know you see me do that a lot of my videos. I would not go putting an IPS drive 50-foot vessel on the sand, but you would get on and off at the dock with that bow ladder. So that's what's going on there. And these winches here, it's also going to be for med mooring. We're not going to be utilizing that so much in Australia or America, but you'd send your line out through the fairleads here and there, and then you can winch them up if you need to adjust the boat. But obviously if you're just tying it up at the dock, at the marina, you also send your line through here and then throw it on the cleat just there. So huge big anchor locker. So get down here and have a look. We got gow chain, probably 50 meters of thick gow chain there on the quick anchor windlass. We operate it with this control just here, and that's the optional shore power for the bow. So if you are going bow in, you don't want to be running the cable all the way from the back of the boat. That's what you do. That's your safety just there. They are going to be on future models installing a little storage bin, and so this is going to look a little bit different to the next model, but this is ideal for fender storage forward, and you're going to get 4 decent sized fenders in that amount of space down there, and that's relevant for people all over the world. So I see that as pretty handy. These little thingamajiggies here are for the 4 poles that install in the bow and shade this whole area. So there is a shade cloth, which is actually just stowed in here. It's this grey one just here. So you just pull that out and then install the poles and protect this whole area from the sun. And we're just matching the material that we saw down the back of the boat. And you've got these beautiful, you could just sleep here, especially in this sort of sun where you're not going to burn. And this is adjustable, and obviously it will lay down because you are going to need to drop that out of the way when you're underway from the lower helm. Not a problem from the flybridge though. So if you are driving for the flybridge, don't worry. This is an opening hatch. This is a fixed window just here. And we've got 4 windscreen wipers up here. They all have internal wash. And we also have side windscreen wipers, which we'll have a look at down this side of the boat. But just come over here and have a look at this. We have drink holders, they're the big ones, so you can have a Yeti cooler on that and it shouldn't be a problem. That's another base for the sun protection. Underneath this, even though it looks like a hatch, it's actually not. This is facilitating ventilation down into the cabin. So it's like a hood to allow airflow down into the cabin. That's for the sunshade there. And then we can see the drains forward for the opening sun roof. And this port side is where we have less space. So if you're coming into a dock side 2 and you have the option, favour the starboard side because you're going to have more space and you've got that side opening door, but you still can come down the port side. See, I've still got space. I've got grab hold underneath here and then a grab hold here, but I do have less protection just here until we step back a little bit. That's the windscreen wiper doing this window here because the helm is set aft a little bit. It is handy to have some protection via that there. Nice Nimbus logo there. Midships cleat, drop down window, and I've just wanted you to see that it is possible to walk down the port side. This is just a drain, this one, and then that just takes the water, so stops it from running down into the cockpit from a rain or a wave, and then you have another drain just down here. So let's go up onto the flybridge and then we're going to go down into the accommodation. Oh. So up those stairs, you do have a door just here, which you can close if you don't trust people from falling down. We've got the bimini. It's the nice green material as well. Is there different options for, like, I like this color. It's like a, what do we call this? Like a soft green pastel. I don't know what it's called. Jump in the comments and let me know whatever it's called. It's cool. But this is another beautiful space. And for those of you looking for that extra real estate, you're going to love this. But I think also just come and have a look at these views. This is what you do. You just come here and have lunch. Look at this. We've got a little sink here so you can do stuff. Got a cutting board. It's just lovely. That's our view. That's your view. We've got flag poles up here. We've got some solar panels just aft. So that's over the cockpit that we saw before. We've got our radar mast. We've actually got our radar on this boat. Navigation lights are up there as well. We do have, I think it's air conditioning or refrigeration motors. They're underneath this one. And storage from memory is underneath this one. We've got more phone charging, courtesy lights here and here. We've got the Targa arch with some down lights, got some speakers in it. Obviously this will concertina back, so if you want to be in full sun, you can be. So you just have to undo these forward straps here and here, and then the whole thing will concertina back and you can open this area up. but we have another beautiful sun lounge. I left this up to remind myself to show you guys another beautiful forward-facing option if you're driving and you want to enjoy the drive, or you can lower this down and enjoy what is possibly one of the best seats in the house, because you've got the wind protection here, feels good. Again, you've got nice communication with whoever is driving the boat. It's just pleasant. It's just a pleasant place to be. So if the weather's good, you're up here. If the weather's, marginal, you're downstairs, or you do whatever you want to do. And we've got more phone charging just there, a couple of drink holders, and then let's get into the helm station. So you're kind of center mounted, but you've got, even from the seating position, I can see, at 5'7", I can see the railing of the bow. And then if I want to see more, I need to flip up the bolster, which I can sit on the bolster. Now I can see the whole bow. And then from a standing, I can actually stand, but Nicholas can't stand at this one. So he wants to probably open the roof up for standing. It's perfectly fine. My visibility, if I want to see over the side, I can, but remember, we've got the all-around 6-camera system that gives us the overhead look. So you don't actually need to. We've got beautiful big widescreen cameras covering the whole transom as well. So life's easy. But we've got our bow and stern thruster, Garmin touch control, throttle, joystick, smaller Plastimo, compass, another drink holder. So you've got 4 drink holders up here. So you're not struggling for drink holders up here. You're just struggling a little bit downstairs. Speaker, you've got some basic operations. So these are all lights, bilge pumps, wash down, fresh water, just there, and VHF twin screens repeated here, and a nice comfortable place for the navigator. And you've got a handhold just there, and a nice, also bit of a angled footrest. So because these seats are adjustable, you can potentially utilize them when you are underway. Got a fridge up here as well, and they will swivel around, guys. So if you need to be in social mode, these seats will swivel around, just so you know. So fridge, fire extinguisher, another drain. Does that drain straight overboard, Nicholas? Yeah, it does. Okay, I'm not sure where that exits, but it does, because we've got another one there, so that's good to know. I just don't know where the exit is. And obviously you can encircle this with clears and protection, because you see the zipper here, guys. That's all possible. And it's kind of just up to what part of the world you're in, so you do you. So I think I've covered all that. Let's go down and have a look at the accommodation. So we've got 3 cabins, 2 toilets, and 2 separate showers. So it's a proper family boat. So you come down a couple of stairs here. They've got a bit of grip in the stairs, and you've got a grab hold on the starboard side, but you can also put a hand just up here, and there's another leather wrapped grab hold there. We'll go forward into the VIP first, and we've got some waves coming through right now. So if you see through the windows, the gyro is working its magic, because we're comfortable and our coffee cups are not falling over. So that is, honestly, if you're buying a boat these days of this size or bigger, or even a little bit smaller, just get a gyro. Life is so good with them. I didn't understand it when they first came out, because they are expensive and you've got to combine them with gensets, etc. But as soon as you've experienced life on a boat with a gyro and lunch and your mates and just managing the whole situation, you don't really want to go back. So it is what it is. Now, this cabin's very comfortable because I slept in it last night, so I'm very familiar with the comfort factor. But we've got an opening hatch there. I actually had this one open because I had a nice bit of ventilation, then I had that one, and obviously we have the option for the air conditioning. We've got these little storage nooks all around this place. We've got this nice fiddle here, so nothing's going to fall off. We've actually got quite big storage overhead, same again on the other side, and then this opens up. See how I was talking about the hooks? They're everywhere for just convenient places. Look at all that. That's quite large. A lot of storage in there. And nice big bed head. Remember, we've got the USB-C charging. We've got the overhead lights. We've got this mood light setting. You flick around with the switches and it's all pretty good. See how the lights come on when the drawers open? Got 2 of them. And I got more storage on this side. So this one's hanging, and you've got the full stand-up mirror. So if you need to check yourself out, you come over here, and that's where you can achieve that, and you have all your fancy dresses and jackets and whatever hung up there. More hooks. So this cabin is the VIP. So it's not your own toilet. You are sharing this toilet with the kiddies cabin, because we've got a kiddies bunk cabin in here. But why don't you come this way, Nicholas, and then let's show you. They've basically, on the port side of the boat are both the heads, but one of them is private for the master, and this one is essentially the day head with separate shower. So this is your shower module here, and it works. You've got the overhead rain thingamajiggy, and you've got this thing here, and then that's the temperature and that's the pressure. It all works. And we've got AC just here, so we can keep this area, you know, crisp and comfortable. We've got hooks all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got this nice mirror here with a little bit of storage behind for all your soaps and things. Got that. You've got more storage underneath there. So it really does work quite well. And this toilet system is great because it's not too noisy. So it's not the traditional macerator that I remember on so many boats. It just adds fresh water and so you're not really going to wake people up if you need to go for a pee in the middle of the night. Fire extinguisher underneath there. And now we come into the master. So come in here, and we'll get to the kiddies cabin in a second because this is pretty impressive. Just remember the size of the boat we're on. Like they're packing a lot in. Look at the big windows. So this is your view when you're waking up in the morning. You can sit up in this bed. I can stand here and I still have that much room over my head. So, you know, tall-ish people can stand here, but then there's also more space. See how the floor goes down there? Now, like a almost 2 meter tall person could stand there. So there is the ability, if you're a big bloke, to stand up and put your clothes on without having to do these ones. And then as you make your way aft, that's when you're going to be sitting or lying down, which is kind of logical. Again, good space utilization. I like it. This is one of those makeup things for the girls. This is going to change on the next boat. It's going to reduce in size a little bit. This pops up and there's a mirror and you've got like drawers and stuff underneath here. So I guess that means this lounge might just increase in size a little bit, I think. Don't hold me to it. That might not be the case. Got little shallow storage just here. We've got bedside table and storage in here. Remember, we've got USB-C charging there, AC control 240 or 110, depending on what country you're in. That is probably, is that going to be control for a diesel heater? Yeah, okay, so they're cool. I'd use them in New Zealand. If you're in a cold place, do it. I want to go over there and show you guys this side because this is a nap spot and a book reading spot. Look, this is great. Super nice. So you could just be chilling, read a book. I would probably also drink coffee down here. Same again, bedside table there. Got these little things here. That's a double door. Same on the other side. And more charging just here. It's kind of nice. Air conditioning. That opens. These blinds pop down for privacy. And then you've got storage in there. And the big TV just there. That's the magnet for the door when it's open. Bilge access in there. Also in there. Same again on the center line forward. What have I missed? Oh, I didn't open this one. Sorry, guys. There's your hanging. Oh, there's your big mirror and the safe and all of these. Okay, that's where you put shoes. I think that's where you put shoes. And yeah, and that's where you put your passport because here you are going from country to country. I love the fact that in 2 days, this boat went through Italy, France, and Spain. 3 countries in 2 days. We just can't even comprehend doing that back home. That's awesome. More hooks, sensibly located. Great, great. So useful when you're just doing stuff on a boat. So now let's go and have a look at the technical space. Just back here. So we have engine room and we have technical space. Technical space is below the galley. You just press this button that pops up. Obviously it's sound and temperature insulated, so now we can hear, that's the quick gyro doing its thing. Now don't step on the forward bit, because obviously something that doesn't want to be stepped on is located underneath that, but you can step on either side. Just pass me the camera, I'll bring you guys down with me. You can see this power board forward here, and that's the fuel tanks. So same again on port, you're looking starboard, and then power distribution on the aft bulkhead. I'll pass that back, and it makes sense to have the gyro on the center line just there. Would you store stuff around that? I don't think you would you? I don't know. Ask your dealers. I'm not sure the answer to that, because there would be heat generated from all that electrics and the gyro, so I would just want to ask someone who knows more about that than I as to whether that's a suitable place to store. So let's just go boom boom and come down into the engine room. Did I do that right? Oh, maybe I already had it open, because I did. So this is the easy access into the Volvo IPS drives and motors and all the other mechanical side of the boat. And now just don't forget, if you follow this line here and all the way around, for the mechanics, that's how you guys get access to the boat. So you just remove this stair, it just comes off just here and it just slides up quite easily so it doesn't catch. Obviously this door would have to be closed, and then electrically the whole thing opens up. So that's what the mechanics do. This is what the owner does. Come down with me. I've got the gen set on, so it is a little bit hot, but that's okay. Okay, so we're looking port forward. So that is the water chillers, I believe, for the air conditioning. Now you can see the motor, you can see the insulation all around the engine bay. We've got lighting, we've got dual fuel filters, so you can just select one or the other. Now we're looking aft on the center line. That's the Fisher Panda gen set just there. Now we can see the IPS drive units, and now we're looking at the starboard motor there. We've actually got quite a large hot water tank in that location, and if you were to order a water maker, it would be in this location just here, so you can get a feel for the space around the motors. And then we've got more power distribution, inverter chargers, space for spares just underneath these stairs, and we're standing on the checker plate, so it's all pretty manageable and in sensible places. Whew. This is a little bit hot, too hot for me down there. Might have to jump in the water after this. So that's the boat, guys. What do you think? I know many of you love Nimbus because you talked to me in the comments. Where should we? Let's go back upstairs and finish it so you can have a look at the view. Yeah, because you all write to me in the comments how much you like this brand, and to be fair, I really like it too. They just do a great job. They focus on quality, but they also think really hard, in my observation, about how you're going to go boating, and then they apply that into how they design these things. And like, having just spent 2 solid days, 15 hours yesterday driving this thing, it shows. It shows. You've just got an easy to operate, spacious yet compact vessel, which can just take you anywhere. So if you've got up to 6 people and you want to do that style of boating, spending multiple nights out on the sea, you totally can. And if you want to entertain multiple families with all this space, you can do that as well. So if you are wanting to understand how she performs, how much fuel you're going to use, and get an insight into things like that assisted docking, which is a game changer, that's the next video. So click on the screen or when that pops up on the screen and have a look at that. And if you do want some insights, anything that we have learnt, we're trying to answer questions that are relevant to someone who's about to buy a boat. So if you're about to buy one of these and you've got questions, I'm making a video up on the Patreon channel. Go ahead and join that, and you can watch that and all the other videos I've made, I should say, on other boats. And if you are in the top tier of the Patreon, that's where you can write to me and ask me to compare this against one or two other boats, which seems to be something many of you are interested in doing these days. So go ahead and watch the next video if you want to do a test drive. I'll see you over there from, look at these guys having a good time. That's awesome. I love this place. So yeah, coming from Majorca. If you haven't been, I say this every time, get yourself over here. It's a bloody beauty. See you guys.